There's a lot of videos out from people sharing their own stories why they left the church, but I'm going to share why I haven't left the church. See, I'm convinced that despite the problems taking place in our churches today, and there are many, that the local church still matters deeply for practicing Christians who believe and trust in Jesus. The problem is that many of us don't stick around because we think about church completely backwards. Here's the thing about your local church. You don't have to go there to learn about the Bible. You don't have to go there to worship God or become a better person. You don't even have to go to church to find Christian community. You and I both know that stuff can happen outside the local church, but that's not the point. Most Christians who leave their local church but stay Christian choose to leave the church because it didn't do something for them, or they found a different way to do that stuff without the messiness of church. And so a lot of churches try to play along. We need better worship, we need better sermons, we need better coffee. Maybe you do need better coffee. But maybe the real issue here is that we have not thought theologically about what the church actually is for the people of God. If we miss this, then church becomes like a commodity for us. And if church is just a commodity, then why wouldn't we leave if something better comes along the way to supply our spiritual needs? I don't see church this way, and neither should you. Every Sunday morning, I sacrifice my time and gas money to go to church and hang out with a bunch of people quite different than me because I believe that Christ has called his family to gather together for the sake of his name. In doing so, we honor God and his method for building his kingdom here on earth. All throughout the Bible, people gather together, and that becomes a place where God is notably present and where his name is honored. Whether it's the Old Testament temple, the New Testament church, which in Greek is ecclesia, literally meaning gathering, or the heavenly city of God yet to come. That's why when Jesus gave the Great Commission, what do his apostles do? They start gatherings where people call each other brothers and sisters. That's the vision of God for his people. That's how Christ has chosen to be honored and how he has chosen to manifest his glory in our world today. It's about him, not us. Now, maybe something happens at church where it would actually be unwise or even dangerous for you to go back. Our world is broken. These things happen. I get that. So don't. Thankfully, unlike the New Testament times, we have cars where we can drive to a different gathering of believers down the road. But if you're just giving up on church in general because it has issues, people are sinful, the sermon is boring, well then consider this. God called Hosea to marry a prostitute as an illustration that he loves his people despite their enormous problems. God is stubbornly committed to them. Today, God's people is the church. That's the prostitute of Hosea. So despite her problems, I'm committed to the local church. I'm committed to contributing something positive to it. And for the record, I'm actually quite proud of the church I go to. Next week will be a very controversial topic, contemporary Christian worship music. After that, we will get into more apologetic stuff, but I recognize many people avoid church because they can't stomach the music. You don't have to enjoy modern Christian worship music, but since it's everywhere in our Christian culture, it might help to know, at the very least, that there's a method behind the madness, and that might help you appreciate the music for what it is. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.